Hey guys, and welcome back to another week of Casual Chaos. Today I have two of my Special Forces castmates, Jessie and Eric Decker. Welcome to Casual Chaos.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm so excited to be here with you guys. We had a full-blown reunion this week, and it was so fun. We bonded a lot during Special Forces, so I'm excited to have you guys here. Wait, I didn't know you had that brand called Kittenish.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yes.
And I was just like researching it and looking at it. When did you establish that?
I started that in 2019.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It started with my store. I have a store in Nashville in the Gulch. And then we expanded to online. And it has just been, honestly, a business I never thought it would like grow to the place that it is.
Yeah.
It's
so
wild.
A lot of like athleisure.
A lot of everything. We've I'm all over the place. I'm a super creative person, and so I always have all these ideas. So we've done everything from swimsuits to bras and panties to denim jumpsuits and jackets and athleisure. Like, we are all over the place. But it's because I feel like all girls need a variety of everything.
Of everything. Yeah. No, I love that.
Yeah.
I need to come to the store then when
When you come to
Nashville.
Nashville, I'm going to take you.
Yeah. No, we're already planning our trips to Nashville. And Eric, you were an NFL player. You were on the Denver Broncos, New York Jets, and Tennessee Titans. Is that what made you guys land and stay in Nashville?
No. So me and Jess met 2011, and she was already in Nashville. She moved there, 07?
I moved there in 2007. So 2 months after I graduated, not 2 months, 2 weeks after I graduated high school, I moved to Nashville because I got a record deal. So I started there. I started going to Nashville when I was 15, doing music, doing, rights and producers and all the things. And so I knew I was going to move there right after. And so that's where I lived. I had a record deal. I was signed to Island Def Jam. Was traveling all over the place and was introduced to Eric in 2011.
Nashville just became a second home for us. I'm from Minnesota. Definitely wasn't a place I wanted to go in the off season.
Yeah.
And so when I made a move to Denver 3 months after we met in 2011. So
Snatched me up real quick.
we would go from Denver or New York to Nashville in the off seasons, and I just fell in love with Nashville. It was obviously home for her with her work, and so
It didn't take much convincing. Like, it wasn't like, I don't even feel like we had the conversation of like, where do you want to live?
Yeah.
It was, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really think about that right now. We've never even had this conversation. I don't think in the beginning of our relationship, we ever sat there going like, where are we going to live? It was always, we just would go to Nashville.
Yeah, well, we kind of built a community there, and this is before Nashville became like
What Nashville is.
just the
before
uproar.
Broadway. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we loved it.
Well, it's funny because half of our Special Forces cast is literally
Nashville.
from Nashville.
I know.
I need to understand the hype now about Nashville.
Yeah.
Because whenever I've gone, it's just Broadway. So
Girl.
I have to explore.
I know that
Because
you
it's
are
take me
looking, let me
around.
just say this. I know you were looking to plant some roots down where you are, you know what I mean? Because it's time. But I have a feeling, knowing her, if you came to Nashville for a visit, you'd be like, shoot, this is throwing me. I might think about moving to Nashville.
I mean,
I'm telling you.
even I just had a girl, she recently she was on my podcast, Mercedes Northup, she lives in Nashville.
Yeah.
After Special Forces, I feel like everyone that I meet, they live in Nashville. It's crazy.
What's great about Nashville too is you're from the Northeast, so it's an easy flight to get to New York. So
Yeah.
you don't have the big city, you don't have as many options that New York offers, but
Yeah.
it's an easy flight away, and Nashville is a good place.
It's young. It's a young city. So it's
Yeah.
It's a good place to raise a family though too, and just kind of slow down a little bit. It has a good mix.
Yeah. You guys probably just feel at peace.
Yeah, we do. We do it every time. We land in Nashville. It's only 15-minute drive to our home. And our drive that you get to come down our street, it's like the greenery, the trees are overlapping over the street. And it's we roll the windows down and we're like, we're just back in the country. It truly is. It truly is.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's great. Let's talk about Special Forces. We
Let's.
landed in Morocco. What was your first impression, honestly, I guess because we first landed in Marrakesh.
Yeah.
Did you guys like it? I had a very hard time adapting.
Same.
I don't know that Morocco was ever on my list of travels. It wasn't ever a place I think I was super obsessed with visiting.
Yeah.
But I was curious, you know, when we knew that was going to be the location, I was curious what it was all about.
You did some heavy searching. I feel like she's trying to figure out where exactly we were going to be
Yeah,
based off like
close.
where bases are. And
Yeah, I looked at we're all like the military,
I
U.S.
was
military
so oblivious.
bases.
I thought we were going to be in Marrakesh. And then all of a sudden we kept getting switched and further away from Marrakesh. And I was like, where the hell are we going?
Yeah, I'm one of those, when I travel or go anywhere, I do as much research as possible. I want to know anything and everything. Like when we took our kids to Greece, I made them learn at least like 10 words so that we could
I
like
love
be
that.
respectful of the country. Like I love that, you know?
Yeah.
But you know, Morocco was beautiful, but it was also, I had a feeling of sadness a lot because of what a poor country it was.
So deprived.
And all the sweet babies, all the children.
Yeah.
I wanted to hug everybody.
I know.
That was the part of feeling sad, but then also having such gratitude for our country and just knowing how good we have it, seeing how very little these people have. I mean, we drove through some pretty poor places.
Oh yeah, even when we were doing some of our challenges, there were people living in homes that were just completely destroyed. Really nowhere where we were had electricity, running water.
All the little children that kept coming up making like the signal for like food. I mean, it was
so sad.
and it was so sweet how the
Yeah.
DS were constantly giving them anything, bars, anything they had in their pockets, giving them waters. It was
Anything.
so
Billy,
sweet
constantly. I constantly saw Billy running across the street,
to feed
giving the
them.
little kids bars and food.
I know.
And it was, I mean, they've probably seen it all.
Oh, of course they have.
It really showed us though, like I felt like we were at war.
Yeah.
They always ask how we adapted after, and I honestly have just had weird dreams.
Yeah.
Not even like PTSD, but just like I'm going back in. Like I'm
Mhm.
going back into
Yeah.
training. I'm going
Yeah.
back into selection.
It's something that will live with all of us. And for those that were there for even the longer periods of time, it's something that will live with all of us forever. This is a once in a lifetime experience, but it's also unlike anything that we will ever do again. You cannot prepare for something like this. And I'm glad we all did it.
Yeah.
It's a life-changing experience for sure.
It really is. Even Jeff Lewis said, he asked me and my mom today if we would do special courses again. And I'm like sitting there like, she said yeah. And I was like, okay. Like,
Who
would
said
you?
yes?
My mom.
Your mom did, yeah.
And I was like, you know what? If we had the same cast, I would do it again with all of us.
Yes.
Because I feel like some people, you know, regretted leaving after they left. And everyone now would want to go all the way through and really finish it.
Yeah.
So I feel like just having us all back together, we honestly would probably have fun doing it.
Yeah.
But how did this opportunity come to you guys?
Eric was asked to do Special Forces a few seasons ago. Season 1, actually. They called and asked him to do it. And I was on tour, so he couldn't. And, you know, we didn't really have anyone watch the kids. It was just not good timing. But because they had asked Eric, we were so curious what the show was. And so we fell in love with the show and started watching it. And as a family, it became a family show for us, where even the kids, we'd all sit together on the couch and talk about scenarios like, could your dad do this? It was always about Eric doing it. I never, ever, ever talked about me doing it. If I could, it was always a joke like, yeah, mom could never do it.
Meanwhile, your kids probably have no idea how tough you are. She is different level.
Yes.
And I said that on Jeff Lewis today. I was like, Jessie was one of the people that surprised me the most. I mean, she's solid. Her body is insane, but how tough you actually are and how you pushed through, it was awesome.
Well, thank you. But yeah, so we got a call again, and it was, does Eric want to do Special Forces? Like we have an opportunity for him to do it this season. And of course, his agent called me. They all call him because he doesn't answer the phone half the time. So of course they called me and I'm dealing with it. And I said, absolutely. She goes, well, there's a catch. You have to go with them. And I was like, what? No. Like, I don't want to go. This is for him. Like, I'm going to stay home and rooting him on. And they're like, no. There's another married couple. And they really want the married couple dynamic. Like, if you don't go, he can't go this season. Like, there's not an opportunity. They're really fixated on this couples thing.
Yeah.
And I immediately said no.
You were not.
I said no. And that was the end of it. And then they went on to another couple. And that couple ended up passing. I think I know who it was.
Was it maybe someone from Bachelor Nation?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't even know who it is.
I have a feeling I know who it was, and I think that they were unable to.
Okay.
And so then they came back. And they're like, we need an answer. Can you guys do this? And so Eric and I, we sat with it.
Went back and forth a lot.
Yeah.
Because the kids, number one.
Why, yeah.
We have 4
so
children.
sad leaving your babies.
Oh, and I have a brand new baby. He's 1 year old. Like, I don't leave babies. I just don't do that.
Yeah.
My older kids can understand, but that was hard. And then it was just my own personal battle inside of me going, I've never had interest in doing this. Like, why would I put myself through this? I know the hell that it's going to be. Yeah. Am I ready for this? Am I going to, is it going to mess me up? I need to be great for my kids. It was just that whole thought process. And then I had this feeling of, if I say no, I feel like I'm already failing. I've already failed. And I hate the feeling of failure. So we
jumped in.
And you tell him your perspective, but you always wanted to do this. It was something you always wanted to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Jessie kept always reminding us. She was like, I'm here for him. She was like, I'm doing this for
every day. I made sure everybody knew.
Which I appreciate because, and the perspective of going through it was, like you said, like, wow, she's got like that grit and that like dog in her to, because I never knew what to expect. Roots. Yeah. And so like it really came out and it just was awesome to see. In such a different perspective for me. But yeah, I always loved the military. I always loved physical challenges and, something that I wanted to do being retired. It really didn't have anything that was challenging me in that sense. So some convincing. I know we had a tough time with the kids, but some convincing to get her to go so I could, get that experience.
Your kids are going to say they have the coolest parents ever. I feel like especially because they didn't know, they thought that you weren't going to be able to do it.
Oh, our son cried.
Blown away.
Our son cried. Our second, we have our 2 oldest, and little Eric Jr. He cried the night before we left. He was like, Mom, you can't do it. You're going to get hurt. You're not prepared for this. You're too small. He was
Stop, that would have broke my heart.
Oh my God,
made me stay home.
He's very emotional. He is this guy, 100%. Like they are cut from the same mold, same personality, same everything. And he's our sweet guy. He's like the one when I was pregnant, holding my hand when I'm going up and down the stairs because he didn't want me to fall, or not letting me carry anything heavy, groceries. Like he's such a little gentleman. He's just like his daddy, and he really struggled with us leaving. And then our daughter, on the other hand, is like, don't you dare come home. Don't you embarrass me. You better go all the way. She was just this tough little, like, don't you dare. But, we went.
We sure did.
We did it. I'm proud that we did it. I knew he was going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Not even a question. And I think everyone expected him to be great,
Well, I mean, even just, me, Brianna, Mark as the influencers and of the group, we were up against NFL players, NBA players. We were like, we have no chance.
It's never really about the athletes or the most physically fit. That's not ever what it is. People their minds are going to be blown when they see what a badass you are. They are. Yes, they are going to fall even more in love with you. Mm-hmm. Truly. You were so impressive, and you were such a good teammate. Truly.
So were you. You guys always looked out for me. And I felt, as the youngest recruit, I felt like all of your guys' little sister.
Yeah.
So you were constantly looking out for me, especially when I was really sad at times. And you were always there. And it was just always a little note we all kind of did to each other. Are you okay?
Yeah.
And, it was when all of us struggled, even when I know like how guys are sometimes not as vulnerable, but you could tell when someone was hurting.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was so obvious. It was all over our faces. We were disconnected from the outside world. So we only had each other. And the ones who, made it far, we really all connected a lot.
Yeah, for sure. And it's wild to think what a short period of time it was because it felt so long. We all got close. I feel like by day 3, we were all like family.
We really were.
You know, I mean, you're sharing beds, showers.
Oh, yeah.
We're all like our underwear around each other.
I know.
I mean, I think I was borrowing Bree's razor at one point. I mean, we were like, that's just how it was.
I mean, taking dumps in front of each other.
Oh
you
my
know?
I mean,
God.
literally. I don't think it could get worse than that. It was crazy.
It was crazy.
It was nuts. Did anyone tell you guys that you shouldn't have done this show? I'm sure you had so many NFL like friends that told you not to do
There
it.
are some people that have done it previously, like Golden Tate. Just, I think the challenges he had when he came back home, like the adjustment was tough for him and for some others, just because.
Well, his experience, he went all the way, but
Yeah.
didn't pass. And so I think for him, it felt very, imagine going through
Like he
all
felt
of that
defeated. Yeah.
and then being told you didn't pass. That can't feel good.
No.
Because you're thinking, I just went through this hell these last 24 hours and I didn't even get like the golden ticket here at the end of like knowing that I passed. So I think he struggled with that. He kind of gave us a warning of like, listen, this is the best experience of my life, but let me tell you, the last 24 hours were like the most intense, scary experience of my life. And I'm still like trying to figure it out. So we were definitely warned about interrogation, warned about how tough that could be.
Yeah. And it was no joke. I mean, I watched season 3, watched a couple episodes of season 1 and 2, but I don't even think the show does it justice.
Of what it's like.
Yeah, of what it's like.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't really get to see the full spectrum. Obviously, it's, they edit it for TV and the thrill of it, but I think a lot of the stuff that's missed, leading up to all that is what's tough too. Like you sit around for a while, then boom, all of a sudden you got to go. Like that's hardest to turn it on mentally, but then also physically go from 0 to 100 in a matter of seconds.
And just the unknown of not knowing.
And the unknown.
Exactly. I don't think Jessie slept at all.
One eye open.
I did not sleep.
Yeah, no.
I
But
don't
you
know
were
why.
always
I just
so
feel like it's on
on.
guard. Yeah.
You were always so on. I felt like you never were. I mean, we all, we had our days, but you were always with it. But the first 24 hours, I don't think you slept.
I didn't.
No.
I didn't. Because I like to know what's coming. I like to be prepared. I like to know what I'm walking into in all scenarios of my life, and I think that this show taught me a lot about my childhood and like the things that you go through and why you do what you do as an adult. We all have had things as children. We've all had like, whatever has molded us to be the adults that we are today. And so it was interesting to really learn that even more so about myself, that I don't like the unknown and I want to make sure I'm always prepared so I can handle what's coming my way. And so I felt that with this experience of I was always the one standing at the door with my arms folded looking out so I could keep the watch to figure out if trouble was coming so I could warn everybody. Like it was like I felt like I had this duty even though no one asked me to do that. I just felt it, I was always the bathroom buddy because I was always awake.
You were always watching. But I felt a lot of people were saying that my mom did give a mom role, but I felt that from you so much too.
Yeah.
As much as my mom was Mama Bear, like you really were too.
Yeah.
And it was just that feeling of comfort, you always felt safe.
Yeah.
And all the guys were incredible too. The way that they
were.
lifted us up. My mom has said it on every podcast so far, every press outlet. You were all such gentlemen. And it makes sense now why you, Randall, and Andrew are so close, because you guys really are so alike. You see the love that you guys have for your wives. Like, I think when people watch Special Forces too, just watching you guys and watching the East family, you guys are such an amazing couple. And you really, I feel like, are going to show America like how you guys like persevered and pushed through, because people are going to really look up to you guys. You guys are a beautiful, beautiful couple.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
It was, I do think it's rare, and it was really cool to see, like you said, these 3 men. They really are good men. They are, and it does make sense why they're all friends back in Nashville. it's really cool that it's going to be highlighted. I hope that it's highlighted. But yes, Randall, Andrew, and Eric, they're amazing husbands, and I'm great friends with their wives, and they're just it's a great example, I think, for those watching.
It really is. What did you guys do to physically and mentally prepare for Morocco?
We were not. We were asked very like last minute.
Yeah.
So there was no time to prepare.
Yeah, we were all kind of talking about that. I think I knew maybe a month out.
Well, that's nice.
A
little something to think about.
I know. I was in Italy, though. I was eating pasta.
Yeah.
I mean, it showed in my cardio. I was a little winded, so.
Yeah,
I think we had like 10 days, maybe 7 days.
7 days.
No way.
7 days. We were asked, okay, I'll say this. We were asked 10 days, then we said no. And then 3 days went by. So it was like over, goodbye, done. We're not doing the show.
Okay,
and
but
then
10
boom,
days
they came back.
before, was the 2 times that they asked you within those 10 days? That's crazy.
Yeah, so it really was like, all right, let's go for a jog and see what our cardio is like.
See how we can do it. We ran.
I was a little nervous actually going into it because
our miles were pretty good.
It was good, for sure.
Ran a mile, and
but there wasn't like much preparation. I think
I was
I
sore
felt
as
like
hell, though.
yeah.
The next day, I was like,
There's no doubt.
How sore was I? Remember, I could barely walk.
You could.
I didn't think, I think I'm like still 18. I was in track in high school. Like I was a pretty decent runner. And so in my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, I used to be like my daughter. I would outrun everyone in the mile. I would, boys and girls, I always outran everyone. Yeah. And so in my mind, I'm like, oh, I can do the mile. So I just get out there like nothing, throw a book bag on. First time I've ran in probably 10 years. And I run the mile, and girl, I couldn't walk for 4 days.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, how is this happening? How am I this sore from just running?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm in for it.
One advantage we did have though was having a 1-year-old. We were, used to being sleep deprived.
Yeah.
So kind of had that down where just the unknown, waking up in the middle of the night, like all those things that go into what the Special Forces training was a year of training we had with our last.
Yeah, we didn't sleep at all.
Yeah. I mean, I think regardless, there was nothing that we could have really done to mentally prepare us for Special Forces. Physically, I wish I would have maybe ran with a weighted vest on.
Yeah.
Because the Bergens killed me.
That was hard. I didn't, the thing that I struggled with is that how heavy they were for us, being petite. Like you, me, and Sean especially, we were the petite girls of the group. And then my 6'4" husband having the same weight. Like and like the book bag is over my head. The Bergen is like,
I feel like they're going to make memes of us because we are so tiny and they're
like
almost
we're carrying
bigger
people.
than us.
Yes. And they're so much bigger. And I just remember thinking like, this doesn't feel fair. They're so big. They could carry all of this. Yeah. But Rudy made good points. He was like, listen, I know what you're saying. He's like, but the men, like your husband and like Andrew, and like they naturally took on more constantly and gave more because they knew their size. So think about how much they helped carried extra things, because they knew they had to help. So that it took out a different kind of energy from them, which truly was fair. Like Eric was always looking out for everyone, helping lift book bags when girls were falling behind or like
it was crazy
stuff.
Because when they did that to us,
it saved the day.
I was like, please don't stop.
It saved the day.
Stay forever.
Yeah, he did that. He helped me out with the stairs. Oh my God. Remember the first day of the stairs?
My mom.
That was so hard.
She was amazing.
That was so hard.
I remember that now,
She keeps saying it to me. She goes, do you think they're going to play my noises?
Oh, for sure.
I go, 100%.
Your mom is a trip. She is
sounded like
so
you were
funny.
dying. Like dying.
Come on, Ma. Come on, Ma.
Y'all were so cute together. I loved y'all's dynamic.
Yeah,
I came home and I told Eric after, I'm like, their mother-daughter relationship was so beautiful. You guys were always grooming each other, brushing each other's hair. Y'all were so sweet. And your mother has truly perfected not treating you like a sister or a best friend. She treats you like you're her daughter, but the love that she feels, it's like she's nurturing, she's loving, she's caring, she is mothering you. But you're still best friends. You get what I'm saying?
100%.
Like she's mothering you, but you're best friends. And I was so impressed by what a beautiful mother she was to you. Like she loved on you so good. And you were so amazing to her. It was it reminded me of me and my mom. It truly did.
Yeah.
We would have been very similar. And in that, you know?
Yeah, well, you and your daughter are going to have that too. She's a mini you.
She is a trip. Vivi's a trip. Vivi probably would have been even more so the way you were. Come on, Mom. Come on, Mom. You got it. You got it. I would have been like, Vivi, I can't.
I know. And that's why when we like got home and I would like brush her hair and just try to like make her feel calm. But it really, you know, it was true. Like throughout the whole thing, I'm sure you were constantly worried about Jessie the whole time. Jessie was constantly worried about you the whole time. And even the DS, they kept saying that to us. They were like, you're worrying about your other person who's there with you. That's exerting so much energy.
You were
from
worried about your
guys.
mother, but that's going to be natural. I can't even imagine. I truly think a mother and daughter would worry more about each other than even a husband and a wife, because I really wasn't that worried about him.
Yeah.
And I don't think you were that worried about me. I think it's like, it is what it is. But a mother and a daughter, that's a different kind of worry.
Yeah.
I would be waking up in the middle of the night wondering if Vivi was okay. Like
No,
there's just,
I know.
that's a whole other level of mental toughness.
When we were watching you guys during the first during the
shoot.
first day,
Yes.
I'm saying the first episode, but the first day watching you guys come out of that helicopter, did you guys have to watch us?
No,
So
we
it
couldn't see you.
It was torture. We were watching you guys from the other side of the mountain, we watched that whole.
We watched them. We were in the bottom of the cliff. We saw it during the whole fiasco.
But it would look
because-
like teeny tiny ants. Like we
Yeah.
couldn't really see what was going on up there.
See,
We didn't know
like,
who it
saw
was.
You
yeah,
guys
because you guys were up higher.
So when you guys ran out, I knew it was you because you were so tall and you were so little. And then when it was Nick and my mom, I knew it was my mom because she got like stuck at first, and I
They
saw
keep
her long
playing
hair.
that promo, don't they?
Oh my God. And we were there for hours.
Ugh.
So watching you guys, it was like, it was instilled in my brain. And we were there for hours.
That was a really long day.
So
And
even
then
watching
going
you
from
guys, like,
that-
all of our hearts were like sinking because we
Oh.
were like, holy
Did I
shit.
die? You're wondering if I
Yeah.
died?
No,
Yeah.
I thought you died.
Yeah,
I
I
thought
think-
something bad happened.
I cannot believe I didn't have more injuries from that. The helmet obviously saved me.
Oh yeah.
I cannot believe.
That was gnarly.
I remember
Yeah, Eric's like, sorry about that.
this guy. I cannot. I remember falling and catching myself, barely catching myself. Like I put my hands in front of me when I fell, and it was like my hands hit it, and then I grazed my nose onto the rock. And I just know if I wouldn't have caught myself like that, I would have busted my face
Oh,
open. Even
100%.
it was a scratch, but I had caught myself at the right time of like, oh, like a push up almost, and it was like,
Well, just because of the terrain that we were on,
Oh.
if the fact that you were even on kind of a flat surface, like you could have hurt yourself so bad. What was the most challenging part for you, Eric?
Well, I'll say that I do feel like I'm claustrophobic. So some of the exercises that were in tight quarters were
the tunnels.
a little
The
yeah,
tunnels.
overwhelming. I mean, can we
Meanwhile,
talk about it?
Jesse's like, this was the best thing ever.
That was the worst experience.
That was my hardest
It
one
was
too.
was so crazy because like you have that prep time before. We're kind of putting a game plan together. We felt really good about how we were going to execute our plan, and then boom, you get thrown to a 180 environment of not expecting it, and so that alone was like crazy. And then yeah, just being stuck in tight quarters was miserable. But I think it's really the unknown. Like in my life, I feel like everything's kind of structured in a sense. You kind of know what's coming next, and you kind of prepare for it. Well, in this experience, you really had no idea. And you're just kind of like at will of what's coming. And so that was definitely a challenge as the days got longer and you kind of stack days together. Just, it was kind of like exhausting.
Yeah, definitely. Who do you think handled the challenges better?
Between
Oh,
us.
He did. Eric was a rock star. He is like an elite person. Like he is so incredibly athletic. But on top of that, he's incredibly smart. I just feel like this was the perfect challenge for him altogether. This was like his speed. He seemed so even keel. Like he never seemed thrown by anything. He never seemed afraid of anything. He just had the same temperament, just had such a great attitude the whole time. It was just so needed, and you really were such an important role in the group. You really were like the big brother.
Yeah, I felt like we all had roles. That was what was unique about this cast is like we all really brought something to the table. And that's I think why we bonded. Those that made it, you could tell because they bonded, and we all had something about it that brought to the table. And I thought you were unbelievable in every experience as well. I mean, I know waters can be a fear of yours, but outside of that, like, and you were very nurturing, and I think everyone felt that. And so it's just a beautiful thing to kind of like shine a light on what our strengths were, I guess, and it really blended well.
Yeah. Were you guys surprised? Did you shock yourself at all to like see how tough you were?
Yeah, I've been retired 7 years now, so it was like I didn't know what to expect of how my body was going to react to it or where I was at mentally, and so it was fun, like I said earlier, just to be challenged again, and like be outside my comfort zone and kind of like push myself, and I felt like I missed parts of that aspect of competitive sports, especially the camaraderie. Like that was so cool, like crappy living conditions, but it's so cool to spend that time together and laugh about our experiences or talk about, just the crazy stuff we were doing because we were in it together. Like you said, we were no outside world. It was just us in, this hot desert surviving.
We were surviving. What did you guys discover about yourself during this course that you didn't know before?
Personally, what I discovered was I still have that fight in me because when I was younger, I definitely did. Like if I would have done this at 22,
Yeah.
I think it would have been even more different because I was a scrappy little feisty girl at 22, let me tell you. But I didn't know if I still had 4 children. I'm in my late 30s. I'm so blessed, and I have such a comfortable lifestyle now that I didn't know that I still had that grit and fight in me. And so doing this experience it really brought me back to my childhood. It brought me back to a lot of experiences that I had growing up, which I think I was able to kind of really pull from in order to get through this challenge and this experience. But it made me feel like I still have that fight in me. And I hope our kids are proud when they watch it and when they see their parents. And it also, though, made me like fall in love with him even more.
I was going to say, because going into Special Forces as a couple, it could test your marriage. Like even Andrew and Sean, just knowing how competitive Sean was, they were like, selection's going to either make or break our marriage.
Yeah.
But I just felt like watching you both as a couple, you saw that.
Mm-hmm.
It was because everything that we did every single day was so admiring. So watching you and watching him, like, you guys were probably like, wow, my husband or wife is pretty cool.
Just going through something so traumatic, too, together. It was just a special thing to go through as a married couple. And once it was all said and done and it was over and we were able to, like, get in bed together and just, like, a real bed and just kind of decompress. And we just kind of rolled over and looked at each other. And it was just like, it's just that cozy feeling. We did it. We went through this together, but it's my best friend,
I don't know if I necessarily took something away that I learned about myself, but I think I've deepened like my appreciation or perspective of not only like the military and what they go through and, being appreciative of like the life that we lead and the opportunities that we get. Obviously my appreciation for Jess, I saw her in a whole different light, like to be kind of in that nitty gritty environment and just see her, just kind of ball and just like, do awesome was really, really cool to see that. But I think I also really appreciate just like the team aspect. Like community is so important. Like when I retired from football, I had a hard time. I think I realized that like I need people. I need a team. I need a community. I need someone. Especially like men need other men to be vulnerable with and be able to like share life with. And obviously, I have my partner for life, but like that was something I know that I miss, and that I got a little taste of that and think, all right, I got to somehow create that, which we have created in our community. But just to speak upon like for those like that need people, like it's okay to struggle and have each other's back, because that's like that's the true definition of what we went through is life. Like it's gonna be hard, but if you have each other, you can get through anything.
Yeah, well, it probably brought you back to the field a little bit too, because you would never leave one of your teammates behind.
Yeah,
And that was kind of the motto we always went by, never leave a man behind.
never.
So, do you think you guys could have done this alone?
Yes, he could have. No, on my part. No, because I don't.
Honestly, same.
I wouldn't have done
I
it.
felt comforted with having my mom there. It just felt so comforting
Yeah.
knowing that you have someone with you,
Mm-hmm.
because going in alone, we didn't have those relationships yet.
Yeah, you didn't know anyone.
So I didn't know anyone. So then once we started getting to know each other, then I thought to myself, okay, obviously if my mom decides to tap out, I'll be okay, because now I have all of you guys to lean on and we'll be able to work through this. But at first I was like freaking out. I was like, I don't know if I would have been able to do this by myself.
he was gonna
Yeah.
do it. He wanted to do
Yeah.
it. But I just wouldn't have said yes. Like I would have been like, no way.
Yeah. What was the first thing that you guys did when you got back from Morocco?
We stopped in London.
Yeah, our layover was in London.
Oh, did you? Did you spend a night there?
We did. We
decided
needed a little
to.
break, but it was awesome. We
I
got
love that.
some sushi. We just had the best sleep ever. We did a little shopping, I think. But it's nice. Just we got like a solid 18 hours, I guess, to like spend together
Decompress.
and
Yeah.
decompress.
I felt like that was the good move. You know, after it was done, they were trying to get us on the first flight home. You know, we could have been home that following day. But I knew for us and like needing that probably good chunk of time to decompress because of what we had gone through, that we needed to have like take a beat before we went home. I wanted us to be in a good headspace for our children. I wanted us to be rested enough and in a good place to be there for them because they're young and they needed their mommy and daddy back. We can't go back and then just be sloths.
Yeah. No,
Complain. They don't care.
They
They're
want
like-
your full attention.
Yes, and so it was good to get that time, and it was honestly one of the most special nights I think Eric and I have ever had together.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful, and we were just so appreciative and grateful to be in a real bed and things that we've taken for granted,
Eat some
and
good food.
eat a
Right.
meal.
No, and that's so smart. I wish I ran to a body scrub the next morning at 8 a.m.
Oh, I bet you did.
That's
How we
smart.
were so dirty.
I was so dirty.
Dirt
I felt
in the ears
so
and the- oh my
disgusting.
God.
I ran straight to a body scrub. I was like, maybe I should have, had a night somewhere and relaxed for a minute.
Yes.
We definitely had a wild mix this season of reality stars, athletes, some controversial celebrities. Who would you say that you bonded with the most from this season?
Well, I feel like my answer is not really fair because I already knew
Or
this
who did you bond
person.
with first, I guess?
Well, Sean was
Yeah.
already one of my girlfriends. And so I feel like Sean was my girl,
Yeah.
you know? We already knew each other. She has been a mentor to our daughter. And
But she's in gymnastics.
our daughter's a
right?
gymnast, and Sean has really been a huge mentor. I mean, she has come into Vivi's gymnastics and given guidance and support and actually made her move gyms. Like, she has really been a big part of Vivi's gymnastics, you know. But I already loved Sean, but I would say that our friendship is deeper now. We were friends before, but it is much deeper now. And I just love her so much as a person. And she's such a great mother and teammate. And I'm glad we had this experience to deepen our friendship, you know.
She's amazing. And that's so sweet that she does that for your daughter.
What about you?
Honestly, I got really close with Brie.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
Yeah, I did know Brie, but it was very surface level. Like, she came to Rutgers when she was doing the crazy drinking bender tour that she was doing. And so I met her when I was in college a little bit. She came on actually my podcast, Casual Chaos. But we're all so busy with life.
Yeah.
When we do these things for work, it's very surface level. You're
Yeah,
just
of course.
like, even sitting here right now, I'm like listening to you guys and I'm smiling because I genuinely have such a love for you guys. Like, when Brie came on Casual Chaos a couple months ago,
Yeah.
it was just like I was interviewing anybody else. Like,
Yeah.
obviously thought she was super cool, loved her career, loved what she did with her life, but it was, again, surface level, and life goes on, kind of like Andrew said last
Yeah.
night at dinner. And now, once going through this experience and we actually got to know each other and I got to know such a deeper side of her that I didn't know, I was like, wow, like, she's super cool. And I loved that. Because again, you know, who knows? You have different images of people. You think certain things, and that's why, like, you know, or you don't even give people a shot because you're just running through life and worried about yourself. So during this course, like, we didn't have an opportunity to do that. So it was cool to just, you know, get to know her and get to know everybody. You know, I look at you guys as just like an inspiration. You're older than me, and I'm just like, you guys really just led such a good example. Me, Mark, and Bree, we were sitting there like, we got to prove ourselves. Like,
Oh my
we're
gosh.
we're like the
Young
underdogs
bucks.
here. It was definitely cool.
You already knew some of the guys too.
I did, yeah. I mean, I can say the same thing about Andrew. Just felt like I've got to know him on a deeper level. But Revy, like, I didn't know
Oh yeah,
who
that's
he
a good
was,
example. Ravi
He
for
was so
sure.
great.
and got to, like, you know, spend some time with him. And now after the show, he's been coming over playing pickleball. And
He comes over now.
We've been working out and
He
stuff.
like shows up at the front door, and I'm like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "I'm not here for you."
He's a pisser.
Oh my gosh.
He kept saying to me like over and over again when we were at Craig's, he goes, I really hope my stupid remarks don't come off bad.
They're not going to.
I was
He's
like,
such a smart-
I doubt it.
But
You did bond with
I'll
him.
definitely bond. It's just nice to have, because I feel like my personality comes off, or well, I know I'm more like stoic. So it's nice to have people that have this like comedic, you know, personality, like kind of pull it out of me, or just enjoyable to be around.
Just
So
being
we've
around
connected.
him and Nick Young, we were all dying.
Oh man.
We were on our asses every day.
Oh, it was
But
so funny.
that's what like kept us going too.
100%.
I feel we needed
Yes.
that like humor and just something to lighten up the mood, because some like after Bree wanted to literally just die every time we got back from a challenge. I was like, I want a shower. And then it was just everyone, we needed that light.
Yeah.
So
You were the shower girl.
I
You
was
loved
the
your
sh- I loved
showers.
the
You
shower.
did. You did shower.
my lotion.
It was you. I feel like Chanel liked to shower too.
She did.
Yeah.
Me and Chanel. Actually, I kept saying I took the longest showers. Maybe it was Chanel.
Could have been a tie.
Or it
Could have
was
been a tie.
It
It's
was
interesting because we ran out of water pretty quick the first couple of
Yeah.
days. Y'all were taking some
Y'all
long
took some long
showers.
showers.
We took some long showers. We really
I was like,
did.
I just was washing in the sink at that point. I'm like, just forget it.
No, there were some days where I would wash my hair in the sink so that I wouldn't be as long in the shower. I was
Yeah.
like, I need to like do something.
Yes.
Who out of the DS intimidated you guys the most?
I would say Billy was pretty intimidating.
He was.
I started to understand him a little bit more as we got closer. He's pretty funny, very quick-witted.
Yeah. He's so smart.
He's really smart. I'll never forget him calling me Tiny Timpa, which was hysterical. I had a temper, I guess. Tiny Timpa. He was scarier, though. He was the scariest one. And I also felt like Foxy was kind of scary.
He was. He intimidated me the most.
I felt like he was hard on me.
Yeah.
And you probably feel that way, too, that he was hard on you.
Yeah,
He felt the
but
hardest on me. He said, like,
Didn't say much, but when he said something,
was
it was
mean.
always mean.
he was
He
so
called me
mean.
Guppy.
Yeah,
like-
he was kind of mean. My favorite was Q, though.
Same.
I loved Q. Q to me felt like home and gave me the comfort of like, trust me, he was still a hard ass and he was
Yeah.
still super intense, but there was still something about him that felt like home. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I felt like he really wasn't mean. When he was motivating us, yes, it was hard, but it was like you could tell he was really like, come on, push, like get through
He was
it.
a motivator, and I do feel like he had such a big heart and he really did care. And he was also funny. He also was.
Oh, he was so funny. He like always caught my like little comments because I didn't think like this was a big deal, but he comes in from the gates and I was like, hey Q, like I said like something, and he goes, what are you doing, number 18? I was like, can we drop this act for a minute? I go, can we just be normal? And he starts dying laughing,
Yeah.
and I was like, I got you.
Oh,
And he goes,
my God.
go to the barracks. I was like, okay.
See, I feel like he showed glimpse of personality.
He
So
did.
you started to be like, okay, like obviously this experience is tough, but he is a real person as well.
He also liked all of us quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that was totally his character for a lot of the other seasons. I think he just really bonded with a lot of us and liked a lot of us, and he like couldn't help it.
Yeah.
in some moments,
No,
like
I
breaking
agree.
character a little bit.
It was so fun when they broke character, though. I was like, finally, we're seeing some human life. Before you guys came to Morocco, who did you think was going to take it home? What were your predictions?
I said Sean and Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Immediately.
agree.
I said them.
totally agree.
Yeah, I know her well enough to know Sean is a winner.
Yeah.
She wins everything she does. And I know she's my friend, but I just bet on her. I'm like, she's got this.
No, definitely. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think naturally Sean, just because being an elite athlete, to be an Olympian is like really
Next
really
level.
special, especially like a young athlete like she
Yeah.
was. I mean, at 16, like you got to be super disciplined and just
Oh,
a different switch.
you could just tell anything she did. She was like solid.
Yeah.
Just like attention at all times.
So my money was on her just because, knew her background. Obviously I have bias to athletes, but
You thought you were going to take it home.
she just seemed to be like solid.
Yeah.
She was a big factor of me doing this.
Yeah.
As soon as I knew Sean was doing it, I called her. She's like, yeah. Why? They ask you? I was like, yep. She's like, let's go. Come on.
Let's go.
I was like, Sean, I don't think so, girl. I can't. Are you crazy? Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
She's like, you got to come. You're coming. Let's do this.
She was so excited for it. You could tell she was in it.
Oh,
She was so in it.
She loves to be competitive. She loves challenges. That's just
Yeah.
but that is how a lot of athletes are.
Well, I can't wait for you guys to show your kids this season of Special Forces. And I can't wait for everybody to tune into Special Forces. Special Forces World's Toughest Test premieres Thursday, September 25th at 9/8 Central on Fox. Thank you guys for coming on Casual Chaos.
Thanks, girlfriend.
Yeah, thanks.
We love you.